Today it's much nicer than it was yesterday. We dealt with rain most of the day yesterday, and it's really hard getting around. It's long lines to get into the convention center, and when you're standing in rain, it's bad. The part that's a little distressing, they had passed out 76,000 tickets, and now they have 22,000 seats. What do you do with 50,000 people who no longer have a seat? I don't know. My background is a high school math teacher for 23 years. Got involved in the association because I wanted a voice. It seemed that everybody who made decisions about my classroom was either a politically elected or politically appointed. And I needed somebody to speak for the issues that meant most to me. That was about teaching, so I got involved in the association, and here I am, president of NEA. You know, in the Republican primary, there was a deafening silence about education. It just didn't come up, not by the candidates nor by commentators. In all of those debates, nobody asked questions about education. I just found it fascinating that it didn't come up. It's coming up more now. On the part of President Obama, he's always made education part of what he talks about. Romney now is mentioning education more, but I don't think it helps him. When he mentioned that every student should have all the education they could afford, kind of made me smile, because if that were true for me, I wouldn't be talking to you today. And then he had this one, well, someone asked him about the high cost of college, and he said, well, you could always get a loan from your parents. Well, that wasn't a possibility for me either. Even though they would have loved to have paid it all for me, they just were not able. But for President Obama, he, throughout his presidency, really worked for Pell Grants, increasing those. He changed the loan situation and said that money ought, instead of paying it to banks, ought to be used to help more kids get Pell Grants. So he's been an advocate for education all the way through his campaign 4 years ago, his presidency, and he'll continue that, I believe. Too many kids who are very bright, very talented academically, and they just don't have the resources. So for us as an organization, obviously, with over 3 million educators from early childhood to graduate, that's just another reason why it's so important that we support President Obama in his reelection.